Did you know that your brain is literally designed to compare? Thousands of years ago, noticing if someone in your tribe had more food or more strength could literally mean the difference between life and death. It was all for survival. What once kept us alive is now stealing our joy, peace, and confidence. And if you've ever felt behind, unloved, or not enough, comparison is the silent thief behind it all. Hi, my name is Edith, and on this channel I share valuable tools and insights that will help you to rebuild the self-trust, live in alignment, and finally show up as your true self and not the version shaped by other people's expectations. And if you ever were successful on the paper and you were accepted amongst your peers or family, but you were always feeling like you have traded your true self for this acceptance, this channel might be exactly what you've been looking for. And today we're going to talk about the psychology of comparison in a way you probably haven't heard before. So let's get into it. We've all been there. We're scrolling through the social media and seeing all the vacations, new bags, new cars, in a beautiful lighting. And in seconds, you're measuring yourself against strangers. Someone has more money, someone has more freedom, someone has more talent. And in work, your achievements become so small the moment you start to pay attention to someone who has done a better job. And all of a sudden, it all feels so worthless. Comparison isn't just uncomfortable, it rewires your brain to doubt your worth. Every scroll, every thought in your head, like, why is this not me? It's training your mind that you are not enough. And comparison has three brutal costs. The first one is that it steals your joy, which we can all agree on. Second, it steals creativity. Instead of letting the creative flow just flow through you and express yourself fully in your biggest creative potential, you start to compare what's already there so that it doesn't get that judged. Maybe so that it doesn't get so many views because therefore there would be more judgment. And this morning, I was just reading from the Red Book from Carl Jung, a very beautiful text, and I think that this is the right time to put or to share it with you. I've already shared it in the post section of this YouTube channel, but honestly, this text is so important and so truthful that let me share it a few more times. It's good, no? I hope you read it. The third cost is that it steals connection. Instead of really truly celebrating your friends, you resent them. And you might not even admit or be aware of that. And psychologists confirm this. This upward social comparison, in other words, comparing yourself to people that are above you, is strongly linked to depression and anxiety. It doesn't motivate, it paralyzes you. And I used to live in this loop a lot. I would be doing this, especially in age. I would be really comparing people, how they look, comparing to my age, or what they achieve, and when they achieve, what was their age. It was extremely draining. I was feeling that I was putting energy where I shouldn't put it, but my mind was just so used to compare. Brain loves comfort and it doesn't care whether you're joyful or not. It just needs comfort, and comfort means what you were doing up to this day. So it was literally just a habit. And then when I was reading about it more, when I was reading about self-confidence, self-esteem, and self-ideal, self-image, I learned that it is all based on lack of self-trust, Because once you're confident, confidence is linked with self-trust directly. So once you have the self-trust in you, that you are worthy and you get to have your own attention for yourself and not to put your attention to others, that is the moment when things will shift. Because the truth is, it's not about them at all. It's everything is about you. In your world, in your life, will be always everything about you. You can choose to leave, you can choose to ignore, you can choose to respond, you can choose to not respond. It is always about, life is always the consequence of your decisions. And therefore it was up to me to decide whether I want to be influenced or whether I want my day to be worse because of someone else. This is the same thing with comparison. Only you get to choose whether their success will in any way determine your effort, your future effort, or your belief, your self trust in what you're doing right now. And the best thing to do, honestly, is a little bit of ignorance. Like, healthy dose of ignorance goes a long way. It does. And every time I would catch myself comparing to someone else, I would be journaling a little bit about what is my goal. You really need to have your goal and your vision in, like, written down, like somewhere, put in somewhere, because otherwise it would, there wouldn't be an anchor. You need an anchor, so you need a bigger vision for yourself. That's very important. Goal, one, only one goal, like maybe, I don't know, graduate. That's a goal, that's a beautiful goal. And then you can show yourself that you trust yourself, you can show yourself the love through ignoring the world a little bit and really focusing on your goal. And in my case, I would ask myself, like, instead of how can I measure up to them, I would ask myself, am I doing right now things that are consistent with my values? If yes, perfect. But usually it was no, because I was comparing. Imagine this: you scroll through that Instagram, through that TikTok, and you see all these flashy things, you see vacations, you see all the freedom that people have, and you are grateful for them. And maybe you don't even, like, feel anything, or maybe you feel inspired, you feel motivated. This is the positive effect that we want other people to create on us. And anything that will make you feel like less of worth, that is something to be fixed. And this feeling of being excited or grateful or happy for others is really such a freeing feeling. Or you achieve something and you actually celebrate it, because now it's not measured to their numbers but to your values. And you finally stop running a race you never signed up for. And this is the kind of freedom comparison can never give you. It's the feeling of finally measuring yourself in your own lane. Because let me tell you, everyone is so unique that we will never ever be repeated. The consequences of our body, of our minds, of your name, of your surname, of your birth number, of the place where you were born, never. So why do we think that we should be compared to other people that have nothing to do with us? Even if it's your siblings, if you get compared by your parents a lot to your siblings, yes, it's your family, but these people are going to live their own lives. It's not that you would be, it's not a competition. Even though that someone can say that it's a competition, you know that you have your line, as you have your own birth number. No one is sharing your birth number with the same city in the same country with you. Of course, you want to support them and you want to be inspired by them. This is the this is the goal of getting rid of any comparison and of hearing people of comparing you to others. Really be inspired by others, be motivated by them, and you inspire them. I'm gonna give you one simple framework that you can use after watching this video, or anytime that you catch yourself comparing your own self, your own life, your own success to someone else. It is called the 3 R's of self-focus. Recognize, refocus, reinforce. Recognize, very easy. Become aware that you are comparing. Say you're on Instagram and you're comparing yourself to some bigger creators. And instead of being inspired or maybe, I don't know, get some ideas on their outfits or in the way how their kitchen is designed, whatever, you start immediately to compare your kitchen to their kitchen, compare your wardrobe to their wardrobe. And in this point, you want to say, I'm comparing. And you want to say it literally out loud, like as if you would be caught, literally. So, yeah, if it's somewhere in between the people, you can just think this sentence, but really think it or say it out loud. I am comparing right now. And what you want to do next is refocus. Because what you're asking when you're comparing is, how do I measure up to them? It was also in my story. How could I measure up to someone else? And if we use the example with Instagram, if I would be looking at some creators and they would have more followers than me, and I would catch myself seeing that, okay, I'm comparing myself in the sense of followers, then I would start to notice it. And instead of asking myself, how can I have as many followers as they have, I would ask myself, am I creating content that is true to my values, true to authenticity, true to honesty, true to inspiration? Yes? Good. And reinforce. Create that piece of content immediately. Literally do it immediately. Take a phone and record some talking head video, whatever, how your day voice how your day was, and post it. If it is according to your values, if it is true, if it is honest, but you need to do the action immediately. And this breaks the loop instantly, because like this you train your brain to practice your self-trust. So here's your move. Anytime you catch yourself comparing your life to other people's lives, use the 3 R's. Recognize, refocus, and reinforce. By this little shift, your brain will be less and less trained to compare automatically. You will be more inspired, because what is this formula? It puts you into action. This formula gives you a result. And so your brain will be more likely to be motivated automatically for you to do the work for yourself. And this is the way how to become more authentic, more self-expressive, more confident, and to do what you love in life. Remember, comparison steals and self-trust restores. And you don't need to win their race. You need to own your lane. And you can start that today. Stay awesome.